In Jammu and Kashmir, at least 5 civilians were injured in Pakistani firing and shelling in Shahpur sector of Poonch district along the line of control. Pakistan forces resorted to unprovoked heavy shelling and firing on forward Indian posts and civilian areas of Poonch district. The troops guarding the borderline also retaliated the shelling effectively. Leaders of various political parties, religious communities and civil society groups called on Home Minister Rajnath Singh in Leh. They presented a joint memorandum seeking Union Territory status for Ladakh. The Home Minister is on a 2-day visit to Leh and Kargil. Tomorrow he will visit Kargil. Karnataka Assembly passes resolution over the Kaveri water row, authorizes state government to take appropriate action after water levels rise in reservoirs, but no mention of Tamil Nadu. Meanwhile, Centre seeks modification of Supreme Court order to set up Kaveri Water Management Board. President Pranab Mukherjee has called for developing education and health infrastructure while initiating urbanization, which he termed as a continuous process that cannot be stopped. The president expressed confidence that the present government led by Narendra Modi will fulfill its promise of providing housing for all by 2022. Government made public the urban development strategy for the next 20 years, intending to give a big push to use growing urbanization for rapid economic development, while at the same time committing itself to address issues of sustainable development and climate change. Minister of Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation M. Venkaiah Naidu released the India Habitat 3 National Report in New Delhi. Vice President Hamid Ansari has said that though poverty in the country has declined substantially, still there are challenges that remain to be addressed. Delivering the 2015 Indira Gandhi Memorial Lecture of the Asiatic Society on National Integration in Kolkata, Vice President elaborated on the challenges, saying that historical fault lines along gender, caste and religious boundaries remain persistent. The Haji Ali Dargah Trust has moved the Supreme Court challenging Bombay High Court order which had allowed women's entry into the sanctum of the Dargah in August. The Bombay High Court in its order had allowed women to enter the internal portion of the shrine, but the trustees had challenged the High Court's verdict, saying they will move the Supreme Court. Foreign nationals and non-resident Indian senior citizens will no longer be able to avail the railway ticket concessions as the railways have modified the rules. Railways have decided to grant concession only to senior citizens of Indian nationality permanently residing in India. The Supreme Court allowed Nestle India to destroy 550 tons of its famous Maggi noodles that have outlived their shelf life across different places in India. The food regulator, Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, did not oppose Nestle's plea. The noodles will be destroyed as per the prescribed procedures of the food regulator. Russia said that it welcomes the surgical strike by India, saying every country has a right to defend itself. Russian ambassador to India also said his country had always been with India in fighting cross-border terrorism. The comments came days after Moscow asked Islamabad to take effective steps to stop the activities of terrorist groups on its territory. In Iraq, suicide bombers struck 2 Shiite majority areas of Baghdad, killing at least 10 people and wounding more than 30 others. In the deadliest attack, a bomber targeted a market in the Amil neighborhood of southern Baghdad, killing at least 6 people and wounding 16. Yoshinori Oshumi of Japan won the Nobel Medicine Prize for his work on autophagy, a process where cells eat themselves, which when disrupted can cause Parkinson's and diabetes. Osumi is currently a professor at the Tokyo Institute of Technology. Colombians hit their government with a shock defeat when they voted by a razor-thin majority to reject a historic peace deal with the communist FARC rebels, prompting the government to say that it will sustain its efforts to end the country's half-century civil war. Clashes in northern Syria have killed 15 Turkey-backed rebels fighting Islamic State in the last 24 hours, according to the Turkish military, which launched a cross-border incursion in late August. The latest fighting marks an escalation since Turkish troops crossed the border into Syria on August 24th to back opposition fighters battling Islamic State. India pulled off a brilliant all-round performance to trounce New Zealand by 178 runs in the second test in Kolkata, clinching the series with an unassailable 2-0 lead. The victory also propelled them to the top of the ICC rankings, dethroning arch-rivals Pakistan.